Anthony's mother said the burden of losing her son was heavy to bear. She could not also carry the burden of bitterness and unforgiveness. His sister said that unforgiveness is not good for you. It was unhealthy. Both made a conscious decision to forgive. We will now listen to our reading from Matthew chapter 18, which will be read to us by Sandra.
Yes, I'm reading from Matthew chapter 18, starting to read at verse 11. The parable of the unmerciful servant. Then Peter came to Jesus and asked, "Lord, how many times shall I forgive my brother when he sins against me? Up to 7 times?" Jesus answered, "I tell you, not 7 times, but 77 times. Therefore, the kingdom of heaven is like this. A king who wanted to settle accounts with his servants, and as he began the settlement, a man who owed him 10,000 talents was brought to him. Since he was not able to pay, the master ordered that he and his wife and his children and all that he had to be sold to repay the debt. The servant fell on his knees before him. "Be patient with me," he begged, "and I will pay back everything." The servant's master took pity on him and cancelled the debt and let him go. But when that servant went out, he found one of his fellow servants who owed him 100 denarii. He grabbed him and began to choke him. "Pay back what you owe me," he demanded. His fellow servant fell to his knees and begged him, "Be patient with me, and I will pay you back." But he refused. Instead, he went off and had the man thrown into prison until he could pay the debt. When the other servants saw what had happened, they were greatly distressed and went and told their master everything that had happened. Then the master called the servant in. "You wicked servant," he said, "I cancelled all that debt of yours because you begged me to. Shouldn't you have had mercy on your fellow servant, just as I had on you?" In anger, his master turned him over to the jailers to be tortured until he should pay back all he owed. Jesus said, "This is how my heavenly Father will treat each of you unless you forgive your brother from your heart." Thanks be to God for his word.
Thank you, Sandra. And now we will sing together, "Just as I Am Without One Plea," singing the faith number 556.